Hey, what's up everybody? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. Today we talk about news, so let's go straight into it. We're gonna run this video just below so we get some image going while I do a little bit of narration. Jenna Marbles, the big YouTuber, she made a video apologizing for some older videos that resurfaced, which depict her in full makeup, mimicking blackface. And now she's receiving a big backlash, and here she's apologizing, taking time off from YouTube. We don't know for how long, if it's indeterminate or she will come back, we don't know. But I have to say, what I'm concerned the most here is this strange time we live in about cancel culture, about social justice warriors. To fight for something just, it's great, it's noble. But then there is some type of people out there which they seem to be imbued with an higher morality, that for some reason they feel entitled enough to go search in a person's past to see if they can find a mistake and run with it to destroy their entire career. It's really strange that we sort of give for granted that another person is supposed to be never at fault, that you're never supposed to make any mistake. It seems that those social justice warriors, they forget that we are humans, we make mistakes, all of us. It's part of growing. I'm sure Jenna regrets what she has done, was a poor choice, but knowing the channel, I'm sure she meant no harm. It's also a little bit fault, I think, of a culture through Hollywood in general, which has depicted certain ethnicity in time, making it appear normal. I mean, you don't have to go very far back to see old Hollywood movies where you see black Americans depicted in a certain way. And I think recently Gone with the Wind, what's that famous movie, just released again the movie, but then also they came with a statement announcing the way black actors are depicted in the movie, obviously referring to slavery. And not only that, I mean, you can find, go check some of the Jerry Lewis sketches where he's sort of mimicking an Asian person. Literally also that today it will come across offensive, even though it was done in the sake of comedy, and everything that is happening, all those other videos which they're resurfacing from Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and so on and so forth. And obviously, especially in a time like today, it's sensitive material, and it's a little bit fault of also the culture that we have been exposed to, normalizing certain things, so to speak. I'm not justifying it at all. I'm just saying, more or less, I'm just trying to depict a contest. In her case, again, I think this was done not to hurt anybody. Sometimes YouTubers, they try to do things for effect's sake. They try things out to create a reaction, and sometimes you cross the line. You cross the line, perhaps not even awarely knowing that what you're doing will be perceived or can be potentially be perceived as offensive. And again, it's great that, it's great to acknowledge those things, because that's what we do. You made a mistake, you acknowledge, you're accountable. But that accountability doesn't mean that you have to be erased forever. And this is the problem that I have with cancel culture. And it feels that those people, they're so entitled, as if they, in their life, they've never made a mistake, but they're so ready to point the finger at somebody else with this righteous behavior of literally erasing them. There is something very dictatorial, dystopian in people, which they somehow fight for justice, but they seem to show very little empathy. This is the whole thing. We are human. We make mistakes. We're dumb. We do dumb shit. But then we must not pile up everything in the same category. A person makes a mistake, Like she makes a mistake, we shouldn't just put her in the same room with Hitler or something. I mean, this is what we do today. One person does something and it's immediately like stamped, forever, branded forever, as if they have done the most atrocious thing in the world. And that's where I have a problem. I think anything has to be seen and reacted upon in the right measure. A little bit like it happens in the law system. And I'm not saying that the law system is perfect, but at least if somebody goes to steal a packet of cigarette, he's going to be, he's going to be presented in front of a judge. They're going to make a decision, and he's going to serve his time for however long that will be. But we don't just decide upon somebody stealing an apple from a shop to one guy stabbing another or shooting 15 people. So we seem like those people have the same reaction for everything. Doesn't matter what you do, as long as they can prove, you see, I was the one that went through her past and I find out that she's bad. She's a bad human being, and here I have the proof. You see? And that seems to take away out of the equation the fact that yes, somebody can make a mistake. Yes, somebody can can say questionable things, but that doesn't mean that a person has no right for redemption. Again, I don't want to live in a world where crazy people, crazy human beings belonging to cancel culture, they somehow gain positions of power and they basically decide upon society. They will make, those are the right ingredients to create some kind of a very weird future, dystopian future, where probably like cussing is going to be rendered illegal and you're going to be jailed for like 6 months or something. So again, it's just a matter of reacting to things in the right proportion here. I'm not saying, I'm not justifying anybody, but it seems too convenient for people just to point the finger at others without sympathy, without empathy, without acknowledging together, okay, fine, this is messed up. Let's try to give each other a little bit of time, take yourself some time, and also give a chance for people to recover, give a chance for people to redemption. This is the whole point. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Please leave a comment. And again, in her case, I really think it's an unfortunate event. It's an unfortunate incident. But to me, she seems like a person with the heart in the right place. So I hope that, this is not going to be the end of her channel. Anyway, even though I don't know her or I have any affiliation. But again, I just feel like it's just weird that there are so many human beings out there which they feel so morally superior, to others, that they seem to behave, they behave more like the people they're fighting against than anything else when they become so radical. So fighting for justice, it's incredibly needed nowadays, but also we cannot behave or react in the same way to everything, to a smaller thing or to a very tiny thing to a bigger thing. So everything has to be sort of reacted according to what happened. Anyway, guys, I'm digressing. Always spread love. Always be kind to people. I'll see you next time.